Hello and welcome to Princess Melony's castle. Tonight we're just gonna play some Fortnite. The weekly quests have dropped. And we're just gonna kinda hang out and take care of that. Is everything? Yep, okay. That's good. That's good. Oh! I don't have my thing set up. There we go. Perfect. I need my controller powers. There we go. And my voice thing. Very good. Employee. Wait a minute. Was that one of the guys from that one meme game? Well, I guess a game isn't... A game can be a game. Self-contained, but I've seen memes of it. Destiny 2? Hey, Neil. Wow. Okay. Yeah, there we go. The company. Look at them! So it's the guys that hunt the monsters. Why do they walk like that? Is that just their default pose? Wow, you know you made it. Small little... Oh my gosh, look at that groovy little piggy. Now that's adorable. Star Wars stuff, anime stuff, glider stuff, Matrix stuff? When did they start doing that for displays? A panda bear. Let's see, what do they got down here? What's their little, like, gimme? For $5 you can get a ninja guy. I think it's a guy. Or non-binary, who knows. And then there's the save the world thing. Cool. Okay, whatever. Questies. Travel over water while infused with nitro. Over water? Does that mean in a car, or... Well, let's figure that out. Logically, I'm going to try to get here, get myself some nitro, and then kind of just go real fast over water. So, let's see if that works. Can I track it? Okay. If you have nitro, you can walk on water? Oh, jeez. Okay. God gas. God gas. Man, I miss Venture Brothers. Maybe they'll be back someday. Fat chance. I'm surprised Multiverses is still up. How long do those rats live? Like, those rats you think that, like, one of... Okay. Microphone volume. Crap. Well, that threw me off. How's this? That seems fine. Whatever my microphone, this says automatically echo cancellation feature. Background cancellation. Echo cancellation. Okay, what does this do then? Turning on this feature significantly reduces audio quality. Would you like to? No! This thing got an update. The software I'm using to control everything. Okay, well. There. Need God gas. Okay, I'm bound to find some stuff up there. Nickelodeon's Paramount, right? Yeah, there we go. Can I get through it with just two? Hey, Arcade, how you doing? Will you be playing multi this Friday? I don't know about this Friday. I can if you want me to. Okay, so let's see. Oh, someone died? That was only 100, huh? Okay. Knock it off, asshole. Okay, so I need one more. Ah, you butthole. I'm just trying to do quests. We'll see. I had to, someone wanted to get on, and I had to, oh, it was range. That's right, it was range. I kind of had to turn him down. I was getting a lot of interruptions that day. What are the daily quests? There's always a daily quest that's like 5,000. There's some sound coming from your microphone. It's a hum. Noise cancellation. Voice settings, sound quality. It was on medium, and I put it back on high. and I can't hear it because I can't hear the game. I mean, I hear the game, but I can't. Yeah, it's like wind. Hold on 1 second. Ah, beautiful, just what I needed. Okay, I know what to do, and I know how to have fun while I'm doing it. Let's see, where is it? Where's the one I was rocking? There we go. Oh no! There we go. Let me see if I can fix the microphone. Okay, how's that? Is it better? Yeah, okay. I think that did fine. Anyway, are we any close towards water? Is that more? Thanks, I gotta go. Oh, you butthole. Never fails. Just trying to do some missions. There's a kiss or the battle bus. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, that's much better. Meh. Is there a little bit of an audio delay? No, that just works fine. Okay, good. We're good. Okay. Had a bunch of the quality settings restarted. There's a setting for parsing any sort of weird background noise that's going on, like the noise of a fan, if you collect it. Okay, now. Okay, damage players with pistols. Don's behemoth. Oh! Something, I can't read it. Is that steel? Okay, whatever. Okay, drive or ride. Okay, so basically take one of the cars. Cool, we can do that. First, oh hey, this is, no, that's not night. I mean, that's nitro, but it's not anywhere near water. I need to find some nitro and I need to find some water. Hey, you gonna be a butthole? Okay, you're a butthole. Oh, the door, the whole wall just disappeared for a second. Oh, there's a whole mountain. Hey, just what I needed. There's a whole mountain of this stuff. There we go. Much better. Damn it. There we go. Come on. But it's too... There we go. There we go. Beautiful. And another one is modify the thing with the cow catcher. What was it? Recover health at an oasis pool. Pistols. Okay, spikes or a cow catcher, and I have neither. There we go. Okay, and I need a cow catcher now. Oh, pistol. I know that's one thing. Oops, I just destroyed that fountain that's probably been there for about 100 years. Yeah, my ears are backwards. Okay, that's another issue. Pistol? What is this? Hey, is that a laser gun? It's a laser gun from Fallout. Cool. Oh, it's just a... Yeah, I know, I have one of these. I have the Righteous Authority. I think it's the Righteous Authority, yeah. I mean, it's not quite the same thing, but it might as well be. But it's just the plasma blaster or whatever. You got lasers? Yeah, I got lasers. I got lasers in Fallout 4. Hey. Hey, look, I need to shoot people. Huh, where'd he go? Ah. Damn it. Oh, good for you. Cow catcher. Okay, I can probably do that somewhere. You can't modify the boss cars. That's simply not done, so... I don't know, go to... Ah! You know what? Nitrodome. Even if I don't get the boss car, they still got, like, plenty of shit just laying out. Let's talk about... Oh, you know what? You know, I've been watching, I watched a couple episodes of The New Wish. That new Fairly Odd Parents show. No, that must be the second attempt at a revival. Because they did one where someone was living in an apartment building. It was very much like one of those sitcom things. Like it was half live action, half sort of them being animated, but it was like tween flash animation. And also it like, was Crocker in it as live action or was he animated? They did the actual Psycho ending. That's all I know I remember about that. Actually, the second thing I remember about that one was they decided to do what they did with Wanda in the original series and give Cosmo a weird kind of gothy girlfriend who sort of became the flavor of the month for like a hot second. She had like weird backwards legs. But I've seen some fan art of her. Did not see it, but they had Crocker on the live action and yeah, I know. I'm not talking about the Timmy Turner movies, which I gotta check out those reviews. I'm talking about that one giant review of all of it. I'm talking about just that sitcom. And was it a new kid? I think it was a new kid. It must have been a new kid. Oh, you can just trigger the traps. Okay, here we go. Hello. So anyway, this is like the new Wish is pretty good. I like it. It's got some faults. It falls flat in a few places, but I guess first of all, just talk about like the overall design, which is like really, really charming. They've managed to like, however they did it with the like the Peanuts movie, and like they've sort of cracked the code between making it look like 3D with 2D elements that are also 3D. I'm not talking about like Spider-Verse stuff. Beautiful. Especially the lighting, and the one advantage of sometimes the animation can be a little stiff. They obviously have a suite of poses that they have just assigned in the actual I don't know. They got a pose library and they can recycle and reuse it. Kind of like they did with the original series. They had certain poses that were just always on mark. the fairies, Wando, oh, Wando. Oh yeah, the boy the boy who would be queen. That was his name when they changed genders. You know, everyone sort of had their hands back behind their hips in a downward pose, so that's just kind of like what they would do. Animation's pretty good. Actually, it's really snappy when it comes to, whenever, like, kids do something. So we're talking about, a new Wish werewolf. I was saying, like, how they, like, really nailed a charming aspect of the design. It especially benefits, the series gets a benefit from the 3D in the lighting effects. Like, they do some really good dynamic shadows and shading. Things I don't think they would try to pull off in the original series, but it was always just like some filter. And they would always just like half shade a person and then move it, like use the fill tool over a person's outline and then move it slightly over to the left. Oh, the gender transfer. No, I was talking about the one episode, the good episode, the boy who would be king, the one where Timmy says, "Oh, I need to pick a gift for Trixie, and I need to get inside her head, basically." He has to be a girl, and then, like, when Wanda and Cosmo make fun of her, he wishes that they traded. It was an exploration of gender and social norms and expectations, and it was probably the best episode in the original series. And, yeah, everything kind of squandered it from that point. What I was saying is, like, the new designs, it's charming enough. They did a good job capturing, like, all the charm of the original designs and then translated that to 3D. There's these characters that are just basically the round egg-shaped characters. Like the round egg-shaped body types from, like, Gilbert Gottfried's character. And, they did pretty good. I need a pistol. If there's one thing I'd say is a little disappointing, is that there's no clear antagonistic character. The whole sort of thing has, like, had the edges smoothed over, at least from what the couple, like, the half first season that I've seen. There's no Vicky. And you could say that that's good. Like, it goes into a different direction. Like, there's no Vicky. Hazelnut, as her parents lovingly call her. She's more just dealing with the fact that she's going to a new town, a new school, and her big brother, who is often mentioned in the series, is just not seen. And she's very heavily reminisces about doing things with him. Her father is a paranormal, like a paranormal scientist. Not an investigator, but just kind of like, he's just got a degree in paranormal science. Doesn't say I'm hunting monsters or anything, just kind of has an interest in them. So he's not even, like, antagonistic. I think if there was ever a point down the road where it was revealed, then he'd just kind of be like excited about it. It's weird. Hazel actually has a very loving relationship with her parents. Father gets overly excited about like science and stuff like that, and he's always like engaging with her. And the mother, who is very busy being like a, I don't know, self-help guru or something. She's an author. Maybe a psychologist, a child psychologist, I forget what, but she spends a lot of time on the phone, but even she manages to like break away and have fun with Hazel. So she doesn't have horrible parents, she doesn't have a bully, other than like maybe the, like Doug Dimmadome's kid had a kid, and now that kid goes to Hazel's school, and he's just kind of catty sometimes. Not even like a full-blown antagonist. Like, I've read the synopsis of the episodes that haven't even aired yet, and he barely comes up in any of them, so he's not going to be the main source of any of the problems. The closest thing... Oh! The principal... At first, when she shows up, I thought she was Vicky. I was like, oh crap, is that Vicky? But no, it's just... Ray Delisle is just voicing another redhead. The principal is kind of like a combination of Vicky and the original principal. Principal Waxelplax. Wow, I pulled that out of my... that came from somewhere deep inside me. That memory. Anyway, she's just kind of obsessed with, like, keeping the school, like, in tip-top shape. Not a horrible authoritarian or anything? Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it would be good. She's a heavy-set woman, like Waxelplax, but she is, she just has red hair, different last name, although I don't remember Vicky's last name. I don't think it's implied to be Vicky herself. There was a little moment earlier on where they used Timmy Turner's model. He was acting, he was like a bus driver, but it turns out it was a movie set. So, is Timmy Turner... Is he an actor? Is he a character actor? Because he doesn't quite have the looks. Or was it just someone else and they just did that as a kind of... There you go. You know, an Easter egg for the original. It's hard to say how this relates to the Timmyverse and how, oh, that would be so cool if, she met, like, she says, oh, look at this old device we have. It belonged to, like, one of our older, kids. And then it somehow teleports them into the Jimmy Neutron universe, and it's like a brainy kid who's blonde with glasses, and it's like, oh, I'm Jimmy's kid. Minerva, that's the first name that comes up. I don't know why. Well, who's doing that? Turn it off. Oh, this isn't a pistol. It kind of is, but it's a hand cannon. Oh, cool. I don't need to do anything. I can just... Yeah, bye. What are you gonna do? Blow yourself up? Anyway, that would be cool. How does this fit into the Timmyverse? It's hard to say. Wando and, damn it! Why do I keep calling him Wando? Wanda and Cosmo are revealed to have been retired. And so, like, they're just living as a semi-normal retired couple in this apartment. There's, like, this really kind of cute scene of them just kind of giving them a housewarming gift. It's like a jar of pennies and a signed photograph of them. And they also, here's another thing. They did spend 20 years in the same damn tenure. Yeah, actually, there's a joke about that. The only mention that they had, the only thing that they mentioned Timmy of, which, sure, why not? Why not try to divorce yourself from, like, the live-action movies and, What's-His-Face? And also What's-His-Face? Who is a producer, by the way, so he's getting a paycheck, but he doesn't seem to be doing a lot on the show. The only thing they say about him is that they said the last time that they had a god kid was they spent 20 years trapped in a goldfish bowl. And then Wanda says a cute thing. She goes, actually, to be in reality, it was only 7. Which means that this 20-year cartoon show is actually just 7 seasons in reality. Much like the Venture Brothers. So they're retired and they're like, oh man, we like the retired life, but then Hazel's having troubles. And then they see that she's having troubles and they try to be like responsible adults. She's like running away and then they like stop her. And then she says like, I wish, a bunch of times in a row. And that triggers them. And they sort of become her de facto new fairly godparents. Which they haven't missed a step. The guy, I forget his name. Darren Norris. He's great. Jorgen's back, except he's like also like gotten older. He's like wearing a sweater. I guess they didn't want to have him in army fatigue, so he's like wearing a kind of semi-sweater vest thing. And he looks great in 3D. Like they really actually modeled him a lot differenter than all the other characters that show up. They do a lot of unique modeling. They have different robots and spider monsters and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. They don't rest on their laurels when it comes to the models. Whoa, he just left. Peace. Well then, do you not want this? This is a rifle. Thank you. But I need pistols. I need to do pistol damage. The only thing that you could actually like call an antagonist, and that will show up later, that I've read off the synopsis, is this new fairy called Cookie. Jorgen shows up and he's all like, what the hell are you doing? You can't just like randomly become the parents of another kid, like any old kid. And so, is that firing behind me or behind me? And then he reveals that she was always meant to have a fairy godparent, or fairy godparent. And it's this fairy named Cookie, who's just... Even she's not that antagonistic. Her deal is that she's just kind of gives out cookie cutter wishes to make the kids happy. Like, she's just always... Her name's Cookie, and she always, like, throws a cookie in the kid's mouth because she's like, oh, kids love cookies. She'll show up later at the season finale, so whether or not she becomes a full-blown antagonistic thing, we'll see. Oh, she's voiced by Wanda Sykes, who does a pretty good job. Not a huge fan of Wanda Sykes, but when she shows up in an animated project, it's nice. Okay, see you, Neo. So. Cool, got my crown back. You know what? I'm gonna drop this. I'll get another one later. Damn, this guy's got tons of crap. Oh, I'm right here. Come on, just run. There we go. Wanda's great. I forget who voices her. Susan Blakesley. Susan Blakesley. She's great. There's a few times here and there she suffers from Marge Simpson syndrome. She can't hit that kind of high-pitched nagging anymore. But, her voice was always like, what do you call the middle? Like, there's a high, there's a low, and then there's the middle. You know, falsetto, alto, but there's a girl version of it. Yeah, whatever. She does good. She's in BioShock as the female. Oh, that's neat. Stories are pretty par for the course for the, like, Very Odd Parents thing. Like I said, Hazel really doesn't have that much of an antagonistic force in her life. But she manages to still sort of get into, like, mishaps. And she's smarter than Timmy. Definitely smarter than Timmy. There's one thing where she's like, I want to see what a real-life dinosaur looks like. Because they visited a museum, and they're just like, we don't know exactly how dinosaurs looked or acted. And she said, I just want to see one in real life. And they nab one right before the comet hits, or the asteroid. And they're like, well, we can't send him back because now he's aware of his own mortality. So what they do is try to give him a job in modern day. And the first one she does, she's like, everyone starts freaking out, and she says, okay, I wish people just weren't freaking out about this dinosaur. Here, I'll just kill this guy. There we go. And then you know what? Oh, wow. He had a lot of stuff. And you know what? Everyone just stops freaking out. They're just like, oh, cool, a dinosaur. He, like, makes them immune to, like, social norms. It's great. I always thought it was cute that Cosmo and Wanda share voices with Mr. and Mrs. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. It's obvious with Wanda and Cosmo. Like I said, he's got a range. Both Jorgen and and they also do different things with the magic. There's my favorite episode, and it's Fearless. And Hazel's got a new best friend. Like, I guess it's an Asian girl with a really choppy haircut. It looks good if you understand what I'm saying. It's just, and it looks like it's maybe highlighted and dyed. But anyway, Hazel's excited about like watching a bunch of scary movies, and she's just like, I can't deal with scary movies. I'm not gonna watch them with you. And she's all bummed about it. And then she wishes that, much like in the original series, she's like, oh, I wish she was fearless. And much like in the original series, how they had to take all of Timmy Turner's emotions and they were personified and lock them away, that's sort of what happens here, except it's the little girl's fears. And it's like a really good episode because it like shows all these different things they do with models. That's the spider monster showing up. They have one with like clowns and heights and the dark. And then there's the irrational fear, which is cheese, which is pretty funny. And it's actually, I feel like it's actually on par with, oh, okay, where the hell is this? Gain health or shields in the pools. I don't know where that is. Here, let me just fly around. I think I could spot it. Oh, there we go. One's over there. Who voices Hazel's parents? I don't know. Let's see if they've been in anything. They're pretty charming. There's not even Wikipedia entries for who voices them. Gentile Hawkins as the mother, and Astine Jones as Marcus Wells. Iris, that was her name. Her name is Iris. And I think it's I think that episode is my favorite because it seems on par with The Boy Who Would Be Queen, because it sort of does a good job exploring like sort of a deeper emotional theme than any other episode so far, and actually like confronts that in an interesting way. So yeah, it's just pretty good. I think the series is good so far. Could it benefit from like a Vicky? A thing it doesn't have? Yeah. Can Dev Dimmadome be that? Maybe. I don't know. It's early days, but it's pretty good. One of the things I just realized is that it feels like it's like, oh, is this how it feels? Is that someone? No, that's a moth. I'm thinking of like Scooby-Doo, like when a studio gets a hit and they just kind of like redo it all the time. This feels like the first time that they, like, you could say the movies were a thing, but that was just like a live action like fluke. And you could say that the revival again, the TV series was like a live action fluke. This feels like the first time it feels like if you have the original Scooby-Doo series and then they had What's New Scooby-Doo or the Scooby-Doo Mysteries or like Scooby-Doo Here We Go Again, you know, those like series that like took place in the 70s and 80s. Oh yeah, you're surprised Kevin Michael Richardson isn't voicing the dead. Yeah, he was in a lot of those. He was like the voice of every guy. Dark Helmet? Was that his? No, Dark Helmet is Spaceballs. The Darth Vader stand-in. And who else? He wasn't Chester's dad, was he? No, Chester was Chester the kid with the teeth? Or the braces? Yeah, they all had teeth. Actually, Tim, you could call Timmy the kid with the teeth. Yeah, Chester. Chester was that guy. Who? AJ? Was his name AJ? Oh, yeah. That would be cool if, like, again, fan theories. But anyway, it just, yeah, it's even called a new wish, which sort of invokes, like, the idea of, like, beginning again. But honestly, they could have called it, like, something else. Like, Fairly Odd Parents. I'm trying to think of what you could call it. Fairly Odd Parents. No, not moving up. Big cities. Hazel's Big Wish? Or... Anna. I was gonna say, I wanted to invoke the Rugrats. Or at least compare it real quick. Because, again, I said that this isn't the first time they've tried to, like, have the 3D models be converted from 2D. Which, man, Rugrats lost a lot of charm. When they did that. Like, part of the charm was, like, it was the S5-Ch3. It's all these, like, weird Russian, like, animators coming over from when the Iron Curtain fell. Or opened up a little bit. Like, we got Genndy Tartakovsky from all that. And, well, I guess S5-Ch3 were just a little bit ahead of him. But anyway, those weird designs. Kind of makes me wish, like, if they do something with Duckman, but, like, make it, like, considerably weirder looking. I'm trying to just... Hey! How you doing? Hello! Hurt me! Hello. Okay, so I did that. I don't need to have that anymore. I've got one of those. That's an upgraded version of this, and I don't even need shields. I'm trying to get rid of them. I gotta see. I'm gonna check out the Rugrats show and see if there's anything good about it. I don't think Dexter was too bad. I think Dexter happened because of just a stopgap in the production. Like, they worked on other things and then came back, and by the time they came back, they were, like, so used to this different style. Powerpuff Girls was the one that sort of kept going through, like, early days. Like, they worked out all the kinks about, like, how to run a show with Dexter's Lab. And then they worked on Powerpuff Girls, and then Powerpuff Girls is the one that sort of, like, ran the gambit between early Cartoon Network and sort of, like, the mid Cartoon Network. Okay. Oh, I know. I'll just take fall damage. Well, that's not enough fall damage. I thought that would be worse. And I can't take full damage after I use that, so... There we go. Okay, beautiful. Now I've got to get back to the oasis. Oh! There's a drill. Even Rugrats sort of like, the better the budget got, the more they would, like, re-tinker it. But even, like, at the latest of Rugrats, they still always kept that weird Gatsby Kupo charm. More so when, the mother got a facelift. Jeez. Oh, the Halloween episode's the best. With the, Reptar bars. I was like, that's the one candy. It was like, there's always, like, stuff you, like, wish you could have. Like, if Nickelodeon wanted to, they could, like, sell Reptar bars. And that would be so cool. Like, they turn your tongue green. Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't they do that with, Shrek? The Snickers? Okay, come on, please. Okay, damn it. I can't heal anymore here. Or can I? Nope, it negates the effect. Okay. If I can find another oasis, then I'll be good. Where's another one? Is that one? Right there? Cool. I think it might be. Cocoa cheese? What's cocoa cheese? I mean, they make cheese chocolate. It's gross. What the hell am I talking about? Fondue. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, that's all the weekly goals. Let's see what the dailies do. Little daily dilly-dally. Higher. Have a high... Nope, we're not doing that one. Deal damage with explosive bow. Yeah, we can do that. That one sucks. Okay. Do you think they'll recast Khan or Apu? I don't know about Apu in the upcoming King of the Hill. It would be... you know what? I'm all for, like, giving... Now, especially now, giving characters... If you have a character and you have the budget, then you should probably try and find a voice actor who fits that profile and can actually bring something to the role. But like the utilitarian answer is that sometimes shows have budgets, and if you can find someone who can do a whole bunch of voices, especially those who can like hang around for like long periods of times in the voice booth, or like you have a good trusted working relationship with like the producers. Just like, hey, can you, like, they used to do this a lot with Mark Hamill. It's just like, can you just throw out we need a voice for this and this and this guy. He's not gonna, he's just in this one scene. Maybe if you want to do something cute with it, or that happened a lot of Futurama. I know now Smiling Friends has a character, the rapper guy, and that's just the guy. He's just voiced by one of the guys. And you could say, oh, that's kind of offensive. On the other hand, they fully admit that they come up with crap, like, just like on the fly. Like, they fully admit on several of the commentaries that, like, oh, we were running behind here, we were running behind here on this episode was a nightmare. I believe it was specifically the Frowning Friends, where, they just have to do a lot of stuff in-house and just has to get done. And he's got good enough delivery. Like, he's Charlie. The show is based around him and Michael's delivery. Their just ability to talk. So, yeah. As for Apu, yeah, that's just one of those things where the show has just been on too damn long. Like, all the characters should have been retired by now. Like, does South Park just do specials now? I'm not a huge modern South Park fan. Like, I actually, like, all my favorite bits, like, come out of, like, the first 4 seasons. The ones where they kind of mainly have to, like, tell stories. And not just, like, they realize that they could just do quick turnarounds. But, like, do they just... Every time I hear about South Park, it's a special. Which is fine. If The Simpsons would do that, just like every couple months. Like, oh, we got a new special. So it's like, oh, they're not even doing seasons anymore. They're just kind of kicking around, which is fine, good. Unless they kind of... The less time they have to make social statements, the better. I saw a YouTuber, like, oh man, they totally, like, tore apart the American healthcare system, and it's like, oh, I saw some of that. It was, like, really, like, not toothless, but just, like, appropriate of everything everyone has said for, like, the last, like, 15 years, if you've been paying attention. Like, this stuff's been parodied. It's like, well, good. A bunch of, like, 14-year-olds are gonna figure it out, I guess. No solutions presented. God forbid they make a statement. Okay, shotgun. What was I gonna do? What did I do? Something with the bows, or... Yeah, that's right. We'll figure it out. Is it a stormtrooper? Or one of those black ones? The other ones, the desert troopers? The ones that fly now? But yeah, in conclusion, A New Wish is a land of contrasts. No, it's really good. If you're just interested in seeing how, like, the transition or the translation from the character design to 3D and how, like, really effective it is, then, like, go for it. I think Nickelodeon's been doing pretty good with that. I don't know what the actual relationship they have between other studios, like the ones that did the TMNT movie, or like what other series do they have? Like again, you're thinking, oh crap, it's 3D models, and then this was after the Rugrats thing. You think, oh crap, this is gonna be nope. It's really really nice. Very good bright colors. And again, able to do things with like lights and shadows. There's one thing where they're at a party and the crowns on all the fairy characters, they're all brightly lit. They're luminescent, they're glowing, and it's cool. What do I need to do? I need to go to Brutal Beachhead, so... And Hazel is just like a really... I don't know who voices her. But she's really good. Got a lot of charm to her voice. And you can tell she has like a child enthusiasm that just gets away from her. Unlike Timmy, who like eventually just kind of grew like malicious. I can tell that they probably are setting up for something where like the brother comes back. And they don't have a lot. She doesn't have like. I mean, he's in college, but there'll probably be an episode or two where the brother comes back. Doesn't really have a lot of time for them, and that causes some issues. Like, oh, well, we gotta move on. The kid, no, no, no! The kid is happy. He is happy and we did our job. Like, did Timmy sort of turn into, like, the worst fairy god kid they had? Because of the wish and everything? The wish that did never grow older? Do 200 damage to opponents. Oh, wait, that's not right. He certainly, like, blew a lot of the goodwill with, like, the fans, I think. Is there no one here? There's not even any minions or anything. Ah, here we go. There's gotta be some other people. Maybe up in the figurehead. Oh. Alright. No, I don't think so. I don't think there's going to be a dark turn in this in this series where the brother is abusive. Like, she always speaks fondly of him. He has a voice on a phone at some point in the first episode. Okay, good, I did that one. Now I need, now I need a crossbow, damn it. Oh, what are you? I've never been in this room. Look at you! Oh, it's not a thing you can get. No. No bows and arrows. That was a real twist. Okay. Who are you, and can I hire you? Also, are you actually good at shooting people? Oh, Jonesy! No, but I can't hire you. Well, actually, you know what? They replace. No, they don't. They replace after you get it done. At the end of the match. Great. Is there any other shows you guys want me to check out? And I'll do like a big little report back to you from time to time. Like, what's the show you're watching now that's really good? Delicious in Dungeon. Oh, you know what? I've seen the clip of pardon me, the clones. The ones where they're trying to figure out who the... Not clones. It might as well be clones, but I guess the official term is mimics. Amazon's... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I have... You know what? I have Prime. I should just check that out. I keep forgetting I have that. Like cartoons, I just kind of go on the high seas. Yeah, changeling. Okay, yeah, that's the official term that they use. Uh-oh. Hello. Any, no bows and arrows. Also, no one got the car. Why would you do that? Hello. Okay. World is pretty good. Centaur World follows. How can I put this? It's about, clashing cultures between this horse, who's like grown up in this like really cold, cruel, sort of like kind of Game of Thronesy world where there's this like let's say that the zombies were always like a big deal. Like it wasn't just like something that was like vaguely hinted at towards like the end. Everybody knew, like in this case they're just like, I don't know, they're minotaurs. They're this raging army that just keeps roaming the land and like tearing things up. And Horse and her friend Ryder are sent on this mission to get this one artifact. And of course the artifact like sends Horse to this alternate dimension of like goofy, wacky charmingness and like rampant magic. One of those in the Centaur world. Like the soundtrack's awesome. Like you should check it out for the soundtrack. And I would say like the first season is rock solid. It was supposed to be 3 seasons and they Netflixed it. And then that got converted to 2. And the second season, I would say, suffers greatly. Because they set some things up in season 1, and then they try to explore a bunch of things in season 2, and they have to condense it all and then rush it into season 3, which they still sort of like managed to like give a semi-satisfactory ending to it all. But I could see the pieces, like when they broke the bones and then squished them back together. Like I could see, it was like, oh, this would have been, like this is how this would have played out, and this is where this character would have been introduced more organically. Also, Horse is voiced by, Kif. What's up? We both. Does that count? Characters, again, the characters are they do a good job of making the characters like feel a little bit annoying when you first meet them, and that's sort of like the feeling that Horse is going through when she's sort of like just thrown into this new world. Like, and then there's different levels of like her coming to like appreciate these new characters. The forget what their names are, but anyway, there's Llama Wink, which is the llama girl. She's also like, she's got like the most magical powers. She sort of imprints on Horse like right away. As like a sort of friend mother figure. That's also how she, like, relates to all the others. She sort of has issues, like major issues. Like, she's a war orphan, just like Horse, so they find common ground pretty quickly, even though they are at odds about what should happen. Horse is very proactive, while Awake is very defensive, and at least defensive in the way that, like, not with her emotions, but like kind of like, let's stay here, let's be safe, let's just kind of hang out and like do magical crap. The giraffe guy is like pretty like, you would say he's the weirdest, but he's also like the most friendliest and the most like kind of like not unoffensive, I would say. Deflective is also a good word for that. The bird is just like the most obnoxious. He doesn't like Horse for reasons. Again, they've said they do a pretty good job at like exploring all these like these nope, too far. This stuff in like backstories and everything. The zebra is kind of fey and kind of this kind of like showy queen kind of character. Again, sort of not like, again, it's the bird that has the most problem. And then you've got, Glendale, who's the best character ever. If you want to, like, look up some great, clips from Centaur World, just, like, look up Glendale. I need a crossbow. She's the kleptomaniac, which is so weird. Like, I wouldn't think, like, a character like that would, like... I think that would, like, instantly raise red flags with everybody on a TV budget. Like, this was sort of like at the beginning where, like, Netflix was just starting to, like, throw money at everyone and everything that moved. Like, if you had a pulse and a vague idea about what to do with a cartoon show, then they just did it. Also... Again, I guess their secret agenda the whole time was to like to produce the library of all the shows that you can go through and watch. And you don't need to like pick them up for like third season or keep the show going if it needs it. You can just do 2 seasons and then you put it in a can. And then people got wise to that and then started writing their shows. I think the best person to ever do that was Dana from Owl House. I think they developed a way to like produce what's the I'm trying to say it without tripping over myself. Accordion a show where you write it in a certain way where you can either pull it out or squash it together. Like you got your beginning, you got all the key developments of characters, and then you got your end. And if you needed to, you could like squish it out or stretch it out and figure out how to do it. Dilate the whole storyline. Hello, Alter. The early shows that were kind of getting their, like, legs pulled out from under them didn't have the benefit of figuring that out. One such case was Star Butterfly, which I think got a little bit more carried away with, like, the shipping stuff, and then had to, like, kind of rush towards the ending. Like, Owl House nailed it. I think that's the best ending. Like, I love Gravity Falls, but even I feel that that's a little bit, rushed. And Amphibia would have been perfect if it didn't, like, trip at the very end by introducing a god figure that, like, was watching the whole time and probably should have stepped in at some point. Yeah. Like, just say it's the ancestors of the frog people and their magic. There's like, well, we'll use our magic to bring you back. Thank you for, like, restoring everything to its proper place. And when you get back, there won't be any more magic. It's like, you gotta use the what little you have to get home. There's 2 sets of footprints in the sand, and then there's one, and then one of the footprints leads off to a place where there's this dead bird and then throw up. Like, oh yeah, I just got bored. I got distracted, ate a bird, and then threw it up. But getting back to Centaur World. See, who else? Yeah, Wallowing's great. Like, that would have been like a red flag. Like, the whole, like, kleptomania thing. Or that's something you would, like, attribute to, like, an enemy. Or at least, like, a goon. And it's never brought up. She never has to, like, learn a lesson about, oh my gosh, I gotta deal with my kleptomania. It's just, like, just something that she does. It's the abandonment of that morality is surprisingly refreshing. Especially since you've got so much other things you've got to worry about. Like a horrible demon army coming after you. And she's just got a cute voice. I love that, like, squealy, or that, like, gravelly kind of. Animation's good. Like, animation's, like, really. There's different. Not gonna put. Animation in Centaur World is bouncy and bright. Animation in the, like, let's just call it the Avatar World, because that's what the animation reminds me of. When you go in, you meet Ryder and all the other armies in the Minotaur army. There's actually, like, a lot of different scenes where Centaur World people will show up in the real world or Avatar World, and their animation style completely changes. And vice versa. And it's kind of cool. I always had this theory about, like, if you could go into different universes, you would. I hate to, like, invoke Kevin Spacey, but, like, CPAC. There's that thing where he says, like, why do you look human? And then he says, that, you know, like, all bubbles are spherical because that's the most efficient shape. And it's like, when you go into a universe, you become the most efficient shape for that universe. At least that's how I would like to explain it, and how I would explain it if I ever had a show. It does touch on to, like, a lot of, like, one really, like, you could even call it, like, a current event thing that's going on with our world and our leadership, and that's how, spoilers, that the main bad guy the main bad guy and the main guy who's actually trying to fight the main bad guy are the same guy. And they have this weird codependency. They were originally, like, part of the same dude. There's a girl involved, a princess, and they split, and again, complications. You relate more to like the omnipresent evil trying to absorb all the worlds, and you think that the guy who's trying to hold it off is like a real scumbag by the end, because he clearly knows what has to be done, but wants to keep doing it just to save face. And like, who, like, what is real sacrifice about? And then who's willing to do it in order to, like, to gain... Yeah, again, men would rather separate their physical bodies in two separate entities than go to therapy. Not even therapy, just like, oh no, I don't want her to think my penis is weird. Gets laughed at once, causes an interdimensional war, and keeps it going. Yeah, again, that's sort of like, I think it could have been done a little bit better. Explaining, like, his motives of just a bit. Or, you know what? At least go into the fact that it was a slippery slope. It could have been like one of those things where it's like, oh, shit, I was sort of expecting it to happen, but I wasn't really, like, expecting it to happen like this. More like a Fly situation, which it does invoke a kind of body horror. Soundtrack is awesome. Like, if you had to go in and say, like, one thing about it, it's like, they never go for the gold. They didn't go for anything else, really. Come on, I need a crossbow, damn it. Yay, good. And it's got one of the things I don't like. There we go. I don't like this laser pistol. I never liked the lasers in this. And like I was saying, the animation is like really high budget. Again, this is at the time when Netflix was saying just sort of yes to everything and then throwing like a lot of money at it. I would say there's points where it kind of drags for me. It does, I mean, it's clearly a good series. Would I put it like on my top 10? No. Would I say it, do I kind of think about it sometimes? Yeah. I visit the songs more than I visit like the actual points of the show. Like Glendale's like, that would have been good. If I could listen to that like in my teenage years, the Breathe in the Bag song, I think that would have been like very, very formative. Also, yeah, Comfortable Doug. Comfortable Doug is weird. He's like a mole man. But he's cool, and he's got a song that says that's all about embracing yourself. Comfortable dog. I forget who voices him. It's someone. It sounds like it should be the guy who voices Klaus, but I don't think it is. Oh yeah, yeah. At some point, Durpleton, and they do a thing. Okay, I'm just gonna say this: the head writer was the head writer for MLP, and season 2 is very self-referential, especially when they meet the bird centaurs, who like are meant to be like the fan community. And that's just very like yeah, again, self-referential, sort of like, I would say like the appearance of deconstructionism without like actually doing any of it, which is sort of like a complaint I had about the later seasons of MLP. Again, especially like you could feel like the creator was like had to like cut a few things from season 2 to cram it all in. No, not Emmy Larson. What's the woman? McCarthy. Anyway, but Durpleton is the giraffe guy, and he what does he do? He adopts a centaur or a minotaur. That's right. They're centaurs and they're fighting minotaurs. Yeah, Megan. Okay, there we go. Anyway, there's some, let's just say mechanisms that get into the show here and there. Cool. Overall, I think they had a good, strong ending to it all. Again, I would give it like a solid 7. I would give it a solid 7 out of 10. Would watch again. What happened? Oh yeah, the Nowhere King. I don't know. I would say like the Nowhere King. He's fine. He becomes way more of a. I would say I was never like afraid of him as like this sort of formless like this. How can I put this? I was never really afraid of him as a concept of a villain. He became way more interesting when I actually knew what the character was behind it, which is really odd because usually it's the inverse. Like usually you have like a character that's just so ominous and cool that explaining who they are, they sort of demystifies them. Points, like for example, Darth Vader. In the original series, we find out that he's this cool bad guy. And then we find out he's Luke's father, and that complicates things. In the original trilogy, is it cool to see him become Darth Vader? Yeah. Does it rob him sort of his like his mystique and like explaining like what he was like as a Jedi? Yeah, a little bit. But when you see the full history between the General and the Nowhere King, and you see the connections between the two, it really brings into focus. And again, he becomes the Nowhere King becomes a much more sympathetic character compared to the General, who is sort of like doing all of like whole generations of people just like ruined for this guy's ego. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Hey, engineer. Need a dispenser here. Oh yeah, it's very much invoking Spirited Away in the design, which is one of its strengths. Especially at one point where he just eats like one of the people. Search containers here. Okay, let's do that. I gotta get rid of these daily quests. Which I don't know. What is he doing? Is that the way I would just he replenishes himself? And again, you have the relationship between a horse and rider, which is always teased throughout the whole series. Like Becky Apples is actually a banger. And that feels just kind of like a little bit of a letdown because they find each other and then they have to leave each other again. And it feels like it's kind of a tug of war. Like there's a good reason why they have to separate at the end of season 1. I just feel like, I don't know, that should have been the emotional crux of the whole series. And I could see how someone could say that was like their favorite part. But I think it could have been done just a little bit better. Hello, how you doing? Okay, I'm just doing dailies. I'm helping us both. Ah, I did it. Okay, bye. We're talking about Centaur World. We were talking about Netflix shows. But it kind of ends on a happy note. Also, one of the themes of the show is kind of like, who are you as like a person? Like there's this point where Horse, like the longer you stay in like a certain universe, like the more you'll change. And Horse it looks like more and more like a little dumpy cartoon. Which is horrifying to her in certain ways. And there's even like a sea altar. There's even like a point where at the end it's teasing that Ryder will go through a similar transformation. The Minotaur that Durpleton adopts does go through the same exact thing, transformation. Becomes much smaller, much cuter, much more baby-like. Which the horse didn't do that. I also think that theme, I mean, they explore it. I think it could have been explored a little more. Like if the inside. Well, actually, you know what? It's one of the staples of the whole series. What am I talking about? It relates perfectly to the Nowhere King, that was his problem in the original series, or in the events leading up to the whole war. And Horse, even though it was distressing to her, dealt with it in a much more healthy way than the Nowhere King did. Yeah. And it was almost like a second thought, like she didn't really care about it towards the end because she had bigger things to. Again, it's like, what's sacrifice? What's the most important thing to you? And what are you going to spend more of your time focusing on? Also makes me, I guess the princess, she didn't go through like that much of a change. She got older and bitterer, but she didn't really do much else. She always had the purple hair, I think. Huh. That's a loophole. It's not an important continuity error, but it's like something to consider. Maybe you have to let the magic of the world into your heart. And she never did that because she was always so bitter. She was one of the characters I think was right on. See you, engineer. Yeah, maybe you need to have magic in your heart. That was, again, she's a character I think could have benefited from, like, another season. Like, maybe figure out what the hell she was doing the whole time. I think it was pretty clever how they started the series with, like, there's an artifact and the bad guys want the artifact. But why do they want it? Not to travel between the worlds, which is what they want to do, but also because their main bad guy is, like, trapped between the two worlds, which is why he's called the Nowhere King. He's in the middle of nowhere. Pretty cool. I think Llama Wink also kind of suffers in season 2. She has a lot of growth and development in that she learns to, again, let go on certain aspects, but also to become stronger and to be there, like, for your friends. And again, kind of realizing who you are as a person and what really matters to you. I can't honestly tell you what happens, and I can't remember what happens in season 2. Like, what her whole deal was. She meets Ryder, I know that, and kinda is jealous of that situation, I think. Or she's more jealous of the guy, the girl who's, like, in love with the merman. The mermaid centaur. I guess they're just mermaids. There's a guy who's a sunfish, and he's like... Which, by the way, sunfishes are the grossest fish. They're, like, riddled with parasites. Hey, son! I'm guessing that they picked that one. Again, also, that's a huge red flag. Llama Wink and all of her magazine interests. Again, it was pretty cool how they just let sort of things go by. Again, Netflix, green-lighting everything, trying to see what sticks. Taking a little bit more risks than usual. I don't even think they do that now. I don't know what their model is. Like, animation certainly is stopping a little bit. I don't think we needed to see Ryder's full... I mean, that would have been cute and sweet. Maybe a little post-credit scene. Or, like, one of those little, like, things where they do the still frames. Again, invoking Owl House. Perfect ending. Like, we get to see, like, all the different things in photos of things that happened and what they were doing. We see V and her new significant other, the non-binary girl. I just undercut myself by calling her a non-binary girl. Sorry. I'm learning. I'm trying. But if they had, like, photos about things that happened after the series, that would have been cute. And again, would her transformation be comparable? Or different from the princess? The one who also hung around with the bear centaur. But anyway, yeah, like I said, solid 7 out of 10 series. The music is, I would say, is more memorable. Good. Like I said, the Nowhere King's kind of like a cool design. Never really quite like there was never really. They tried to build up menace through his song, and I never really like felt that with the lullaby. I was just kind of like, oh, okay, whatever this is. Much better when you like realize his full place in the universe in comparison to the general. Ryder is also like a character that like gets to shine. I'd say the best part about the second season is that Ryder's chance to like actually interact with all these characters is much more expanded on. It's not just Horse. And that's a good thing, so... I'll take this, thank you. You bum. And also the animation and the style is like really solid. Again, sort of a series like you have fond memories of. You think about the music more than you think about anything else. But do I find myself revisiting it? Sometimes. Pretty good series. Something would watch again. Okay, new... Come on. Boy, that is... Who drew this? This feels like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles art style. Like, I follow, like, this old school, like, turtle, like, Archie comics artist. And this feels like it. I'm looking for a signature. I can't find one. Okay, let's see. What's another one? Catch fish. I just need one more for this season. If I get a crossbow, that would be great. If I could hire someone to eliminate... Well, let's see. Who can I hire? They can actually pull off the job. I'm not doing that. Let's go here, and let's just see what we can get going. That guy sucks. Over in the Iceland. boy. I don't know, this glider just feels a lot slower than you think the other ones do. Maybe it's the up and down motion. Okay, who are you and why should I hire you? You are... Centurion? Okay, well... Oh, come on. Please stand still and let this guy kill you. Ugh. There. There. Come on, hurt him. He's right there. Damn it. Ugh, waste of time. I guess that's why it's so high. 5,000. I have a hired follower now. We're gonna... I could try to catch some fish and then try to get a, Yeah, I'm just gonna catch some fish and call it a night. Catch some fish. Where? Damn it, I forgot to say hello. Or hi to the bus driver. Now to the bus driver, man. Damn it! Okay, this isn't a pistol. This is a shotgun. I mean, it's a cannon. Okay, can I fish there? And no fishing spots. Okay. Oh, wait, I don't want that. I want this one. Okay. Oh, one thing I forgot to talk about, the Fairly Odd Parents show. Sometimes they will do mixed media when it comes to 2D and 3D, which I think is really smart. And it's in little things, like the title cards are always in 2D, and then sometimes they will like the one big example I could think of is when Dev Dimmadome is introducing himself and he slides down the hat of his grandpa, Doug Dimmadome. And Doug Dimmadome is in 2D. Usually something like that would bug me. I think it's good at evoking like the original series. And also just like is good for like saving like asset money. Chip and Dale like did the sort of the same thing with mixing their animation to not very impressive returns. And I just think it's, I don't know, I just find it charming when it's done in this series. It's the nearest fishing hole, damn it. Is it as good as the original? That's still up in the air. But it's a way more worthy successor than all of like the live action movies in that weird series. Hello. Can my follower shoot you? Come on, just shoot him. Damn it! Shoot them! Okay, guy. I didn't even fish that time. Okay, no more doing that. I'm just gonna catch fish and then get it done with. But yeah, it's a way more worthy successor than the live action anything that has to deal with it. Be done in just a little bit. Yeah, the back door's locked, definitely. Good night. I'll be back done in 5 minutes. Oh, he's got the banana held hostage, and the banana's glad about it. Perfect. I can totally fish here. There we go. We're done. Should we keep going? Yeah, we'll keep going. I have to... How have I been doing for this? Reach 22 with 2 eliminations. Hello. Oh, I could do 2 of those. I think that's one thing I could do. The shadow briefings. Come at me. There we go. What do you want, a phone? I'm moving with you. There we go. Come on, I want to go to bed. Oh, come on, you can't. Just aim. Are you shooting from the hip? Wait, how much ammo did that guy have? Okay, there we go. We're done. Hey, Kenny. Sorry, we're calling it a night. I don't even know if Werewolf's coming back. I think they may have went to their job. Oh, cool. Groovy. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Kenny. I'm calling it on this one. Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel bad for you. Let's see. I'll do some day streaming. I'll try to. Anyway, 2 quests. It was more of a joke than anything, but let's see. What did my battle pass do? We're in a drought of V-Bucks. Now it's all Yeah, it's this for like 40, yeah, 43, which is not bad. I'm at level 28. I've been keeping up with the dailies, and that's sort of been helping me. Yeah, other than that, tomorrow, Fallout. Fallout sounds good. That or finish up Pokemon. We'll see. I'm kind of getting into the weeds when it comes to the multiverses, just to try to rack up enough to unlock another character. I'm kind of doing that thing I did with Apex, but we'll see. Yeah, in the meantime, if you guys can do me a favor and stay cool, stay safe, and stay tuned, I will see you the next time I see you. Thank you all for hanging out with me, and I will see you then. Okay? You have a good one. Night.